Hey guys, Tina here, the Critical Virgo. Welcome back to another Fragrance Fridays. So I am sorry if there is an echo. If you watched my little vlog, you already know that I have no furniture in my apartment, really. And if you hear some dogs, I apologize for that too. There are two that reside on the balcony on the floor above me, and it's quite hot out and they bark at like everything. So apologizing for that in advance. What I wanted to talk to you guys about, you already know what it is. It's by Amouroud, and I got a bunch of samples from Josie over at Oswald. So thank you so very much. They came in these awesome travel atomizers, and I've spent a lot of time with them. I know I'm kind of late to the game on posting this. I'm sorry, but it's been crazy with the move. But the good news for you is I tried this in Ohio and in Florida. So you've had 40 to 60 degree weather, cool and really humid 90 to 100 degree weather pretty much over here in Davie. So if you guys aren't familiar with my videos, I'm gonna put timestamps to everything down below so you can fast forward to whatever you want to see. I totally get it. And in usual fashion, I'm gonna start from the lightest, most feminine scent to the darkest, most masculine scent. So the first one up on the list is Miel Sauvage, and I really enjoyed this one for like the spring and the summer. It didn't really fare very well on my skin in that colder weather up in Ohio. I gotta say, it just kind of disappeared. But this is the most feminine out of the bunch. But I can see a lot of guys that are like freshies, that like that just got out of the shower, slightly powdery kind of fragrance, going for this. So I encourage you to give it a try because it is quite lovely. It's light, sweet, kind of soapy, very fresh, and just slightly powdery. I could even say that this would make a great office scent because it doesn't really project a whole lot. It's a nice little scent bubble, personal, but if you work in very close quarters with those that have some allergies, then take that into consideration. So the next one up on the list is Midnight Rose. And I just have to disclose that rose is one of my favorite notes. So I'm kind of partial to it. There's also another note in here that I really tend to favor. So for those two reasons, this is my favorite out of all the ones that I've tried, and this will probably be the one that I purchase. It's one of the best rose fragrances that I've smelled in a long time. So if you're not really sure how you feel about rose just yet, and you're exploring, you need to add this one on your list to try out because it's just ridiculous. If you already know that it's just not your thing, skip on to the next fragrance because you probably won't like this, because this is everything I've ever dreamt of, and it is sweet and fruity, obviously floral, and it wears really well in the spring, summer, and fall. I can't speak for the winter, and I don't know if I ever will be able to because I don't know if I'm going back to that weather. But this is definitely one that I'm adding on my list because the lychee on this is just divine. And the scent bubble on it is pretty decent. I gotta say, it's a good 1 to 2 feet. I don't know if this would make a great office scent if you work in a very intimate setting, because I noticed that with rose fragrances, I tend to get a lot of complaints if somebody has an allergy to floral fragrances. But amazing on the feminine side. But I could see a lot of gentlemen who are into rose going for that one because it is just absolutely beautiful. So I have two fragrances here that remind me of Tom Ford scents that most of us already own and wear. I'm not going to say that these are exact dupes, but they are very similar. So the first one is Safran Rare. Reminds me of Tom Ford's Tuscan leather. It is a very light leather, some spice to it, hint of saffron, nothing over the top. Projection is very minimal. It's like a skin scent, very unisex. See a lot of women going for this, make a great office scent because again, it doesn't really project at all. It doesn't really wear very well in the cooler weather, but actually it works okay on my skin in this warmer weather. Because it's so similar, I personally won't be picking this up, and I can see a lot of people passing on it, unless if you're really into like having a lot of similar fragrances in your collection, then by all means go for it. But again, it's just a little too close for comfort for me. We also have Dark Orchid. So this one's more on the feminine side, and it's definitely deeper, more mysterious, but it reminds me a lot of Black Orchid. And it's a gourmand, a floral, very feminine, but I know a lot of men really went for it and enjoy it. So if that is your thing and you really like it, then you should check this one out. Again, very similar to it. So if you already own Tom Ford's Black Orchid, then you might pass on this one. But if you're into having a lot of similar ones, you might want to pick this one up. This wears very well in the cool weather. Also in the warmer weather, it lasts forever. I got some great wear time out of this, and it projects like crazy. It's very heavy. Again, very similar to Black Orchid. And if you're into that kind of wear and projection, then definitely go for this. I would not recommend wearing this one to the office at all because it is just very in your face, heavy, thick, syrupy, sexy. I do enjoy it, but I do own Black Orchid. So for that reason, I'm gonna pass on it. Then we have Santal de Indes, or Indes. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. This is a very woody, leathery fragrance. It has a lot of sandalwood in here. And it's very masculine, but still unisex. I could see a lot of women going for it, especially if you're into that woody cologne type of fragrance. This wears very well in the cooler weather, and it projects like crazy in this warmer weather. To be honest, when I sprayed this, my boyfriend really wasn't a fan of it on me, and I actually prefer it on him. So I will be giving it to him to wear. The projection on this one is pretty heavy. It went a good 1 to 2 feet, and every time I walked around the house, because he wasn't a big fan of it, he just, yeah, I never heard the end of that one. It is a very bold sandalwood fragrance. So if you've kind of been let down by the creamier sandalwoods, then you definitely want to check this out. I don't get a whole lot of oud in there. So the last one that I have, and it's the only one that I actually get any oud out of, but again, I didn't really get a whole lot of oud out of any of these. So if you're going into these expecting a big blast of that, then I hate to disappoint. But this would be probably the easiest to wear oud fragrance for those who aren't crazy about it, if that makes sense. It's not intimidating. Again, very easy to wear, super unisex. When it opens up, it has like a nice sweetness to it, some spiciness, and you get that oud. And when it dries down, you get a lot of depth. It's a very warm, wintry fragrance. So when I smell this, I think of like cooler weather, fall, winter. It held up really nicely in Ohio. In this warm weather, it projects like crazy. I wouldn't really recommend this one for an office, especially if you work right next to somebody. But it'd make an awesome date night fragrance. It's very deep, warm, sexy, with floral in it. There's something about it that keeps you bringing your wrist up to your nose for another whiff. It's absolutely delightful. I really enjoyed this one too. I gotta say, out of all of them, my #1 favorite is that Midnight Rose, and then right next to it would be this Oud du Jour. I could see a lot of people going for both of them. Wear time on that Oud du Jour lasted me a whole day. I have no complaints in both cooler and warm weather. It wasn't a favorite of my boyfriend's, but I like it. So let's get into pricing. 100 mils of this will run you $200, and if you don't live in New York, have no fear, you can always order it on Oswald's website. I'll put a link to it down below, and Josie will wrap it all up for you with some awesome samples. I guess what the best part is, you avoid that New York State sales tax. So that's one of the benefits of not living in New York. Bet you didn't know that. Also, I'm going to do a more in-depth review with some awesome photos on my website because I try to keep this video as short as possible, thecriticalhorror.com. Also, my other social media links will be down below. If you guys have any questions, comments, put those down below. Love hearing from you guys. And again, I am so sorry about the delay, but like I said, life has just been crazy. Hopefully things resume to normal going forward. Till next Friday, guys. Bye.